Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of Texas Underground. I am your host, JVaz. As always, make sure you follow us on all the social media pages at The JVaz Show. Check out the website, thejvazshow.com. This show is brought to you by La Conecta. Make sure you check them out at shoplaconecta.com. We got the Cut energy drinks, pa' que andes al 100. We got the air fresheners. They got all kinds of cool little air fresheners, man. Different characters. Puro 956. They got Chalino. Me la pelan. They got stickers. We got the lanyards as well. We got the hats. There you go. The little Seco hat. Fuzzy dice and all kinds of cool shit. Make sure you check them out at shoplaconecta.com. This show is also brought to you by GT Music Distribution. If you're an independent artist looking to take your music to the next level, make sure you hit them up at gtdigitaldistribution.com and they can help you take your music there. We got the trays. Forgot to mention the trays for shoplaconecta.com. And let's get right into this, man. Joining us today, we got a group. We got a group of, it's actually 5 of y'all, right? We only got six, which is crazy. Because when I thought of the name The Horseman, I was thinking like, what is it? The Four Horsemen, right?
Horsemen, yeah.
Yeah. Y'all just got greedy and said, fuck, we're going to throw
we just go, yeah.
Nah, we actually, my wife used to call me that, so I thought it would be a good idea.
Yeah? Is that what happened? Joining
The
us today,
Horseman.
man. Some of the members on this group are returning guests, but we got some new faces here on camera for you guys. Joining us today, we got Joe Chris.
Hey, what's up, man? It's goddamn Joe Chris here.
We got Marky. Marky Malice in the building.
Yes, sir. Up in the building.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all making time, man. Let's get into this. So, you guys are, obviously you guys are individual artists, producers, but you guys are coming together for this project that we're about to talk about. And it's a project that you guys are working with my boy Chicano Vega, Chop the Father, Big Chew, and then AB. We had AB earlier this week. I don't even know when that's gonna drop, so I can't say when. But we had AB here earlier this week. He slightly talked about the project, but he didn't want to get into too much detail. You guys do got a project called The Horseman.
Correct.
The Horseman. Before we get into the project itself, let's just talk about the title, The Horseman.
Okay, so we came about that title with so our first single, Fully Loaded, that we dropped out. We kind of started working on that song together, and that actually started with me and Chew. And then after we were in the studio and Marky was there, and the song was just for Chew, and we weren't going to put somebody else on it. We just didn't know who. We had sent it to Chicano, and Marky was like, man, let me get on there. I wrote something for that. And so Marky got to spitting on there, put something on there, and basically I stopped Marky. Marky first was like, man, how many bars did I spit? Was it 12 or whatever? I was like, no, it doesn't matter. That's the hook.
Shit, nigga, I came and I said,
like,
nigga, what the fuck is this?
I was like, stop. That's the hook, bro. We're not going anymore. I don't care what you write, anything else, nothing. We're stopping right here. That's it. And so it was supposed to be a verse. Yeah. It was going to follow right after Chew. And then after that, it was like, nah, we're putting a hook. And then by that, we got everybody together, which was Chop and AB and Chicano. And after I was kind of doing a little bit of mixing and everything, Chop gives me a call and he's like, yo, how my fellow Horseman? And I was like, yo, stop with that thought, bro. Just stop real quick. I think we got something. So I basically called everybody and was like, yo, I think we're going to put a little EP together, man. Just call it The Horseman.
That's dope.
And that's how it came about. So it was basically just us, because we had been working together. So we just got together and made this project come about.
Yeah.
Just...
How did the whole connection come about, like prior to the project itself? How do you guys know each other?
So Marky and I are cousins.
Okay.
So, but before that, we got introduced to Jeezy. T Jeezy, big shout out.
Boy Jeezy.
He linked me with AB. And then AB linked me with Chop. And then Chop linked me with Chicano. And I kind of reached out to Chicano myself. And then Big Chew and I are from the same neighborhood, from El Dorado. And so we kind of know each other. And so we all kind of came back around full circle. And
okay. So you guys are not from Houston, that's right? Dorado. You say El Dorado?
El Dorado, the city. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean the city, the neighborhood.
Oh, okay. That's why I was thinking city. That's why I was like, okay. So
no. The neighborhood here on the east side of Houston.
Gotcha.
Yeah. L-Dog is what they call it.
So you guys are the only two producers on the project itself?
Well, I'm the only producer.
He produced
the only producer.
Yeah. I just started getting input from producing by following his lead. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Gotcha. So just to get a quick background of y'all, to give people what to expect on the project itself, how exactly did you guys get into production?
Man, I got into production years ago. I got trial and error though. I never took any classes that actually taught me how to do anything.
Yeah.
I linked up with a buddy I used to work with. He's from California, and he just got me into producing and just basically said, read the manual and figure it out, young man. You got any questions, come back to me. And that's all I did.
Yeah.
And trial and error, trial tribulations, just working on beats and craft and stuff like that throughout the time. Because it's hard. It's hard to, you have to have an affinity for it. It's something, I don't know, it's hard for me to teach somebody because I didn't quite learn out of the textbook, but I can tell you what the feeling may be, what I feel when I make a track or anything like that. Or So,
Marky, so you're rapping on the project.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of sound did you guys decide to put together on this project?
Lyrical sound. I wanted, because all these guys they're phenomenal on the lyric side of things. And being able to grab each one of them who brings something different. They each bring their own style, and it was a challenge for me to put that puzzle together. And for me, I like to challenge each one of them with different style and sound of beats. Not trying to cookie cut myself and say, oh man, that's a Joe Chris beat. You probably can't say that if you listen to a lot of my beats. You're probably like, oh shit, he made that one. The only way you're gonna know is because you either hear my wife yelling at me saying "goddamn," or my little girl saying it too. So,
yeah. As far as you, Marky, obviously you guys say you're cousins. But how's that in the music wise? How does that connect y'all to be able to work, out of his production and knowing that you have somebody that understands your, the sound that you're looking for?
Shit, Pana, we go way back. You know what I'm saying? Like way back. Like I'm talking about when I had the long hair with the one braid going down, partly all the way down my back. You know what I'm saying? Making music. You know what I'm saying? He made something called. If you go back and listen to Joker's project, check out Buried Gold. Right?
Buried Gold.
Buried Gold. That shit is from way back when we was just, pretty much when he pretty much, I would say, just started out, right? Just started out. And shit, and I was an artist. Well, can't even call myself an artist back then. But I was coming from, because I'm from Brooklyn, New York, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I figured the way you talk wasn't very Texas-like.
You know what I'm saying? But people gotta know, though. I've been here like, damn near 20 years. So it was like, I've been half my life, New York, New Jersey, and then you got Houston, right?
Yeah.
And Houston, I love the flavor from Houston, you know what I'm saying? So I love to mix it up, you know what I mean? So so coming from there, I made like one EP myself, you know what I mean? Stealing motherfuckers' beats, jacking them. Went to my homeboy, he had a little equipment, recorded it. So did some shit back in the day. So I came over here, you know what I'm saying? And then I find out when, you know what I mean, I met my wife, you know what I'm saying? That's really his cousin. You get it?
Yeah.
So that's how we met. And she was like, I was always into music shit, trying to make music. And she goes, well, you was my cousin's music. I go, yeah, you met him before. Okay. So, you know what I mean? So I go and meet him. I was like, hey, what's up? What's good? What's good?
Neither of us knew what we were doing.
Yeah. And then from there, like, it just came together. Like, you know what I'm saying? We'll just make little shit and, stuff like that. And then, shit just boom.
Yeah, if you listen to that project, Buried Gold, there's 2 tracks on there with Marky.
Hurt Myself.
They were recorded in a restroom, my man. I was sitting on a goddamn folding chair and had my my laptop, what I was recording with, on another folding chair, and we freaking just soundproofed that restroom. And
telling the kids to stay quiet.
Yeah, everybody's quiet.
Goes this.
Yeah, man. But it was the love. It was the passion, man.
Yeah,
We've had it since. And
that's dope, man. That's dope. Because you know what's crazy? When I was driving over here, I was thinking of how crazy my life is. And when you just said it reminded me of that. I was thinking of bro, I legit have a studio with a distributor now. And then it made me think, I was like, and I remember how somebody and a certain person came to mind. I was like, I remember how that person laughed at me. Not really at me, but they showed her. I started off in the garage in the house. We had the boiler room inside the garage. That's where I started recording. And when they showed, somebody showed this person. I don't want to give too much detail because then it comes out who it is. But they showed this person. Oh, it's a podcast. It's their studio. She said, huh. And she laughed. So to think that, everything's got, people don't understand. We got to start somewhere, bro.
Yeah.
And in your case, the restroom, I was in the fucking boiler room.
Yeah.
And
that's
right back at her now.
But it's the love, it's the passion, and you're going to figure it out.
Yeah, bro.
And that's how we figured out the hard way. But to us, it was like fun, and it still is. But it was just like, oh, man, I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning. Oh shoot, we made a song. Oh shoot, and it was like, oh crap, we made a song.
A little bit.
Remember this shit with Johnny Cash?
Yeah, that's what
it's on Berry Go. Yeah, it hurt my man. Yeah.
Man, what has the process been like putting this project together for y'all?
It's been fun. So it's a little difficult because all these guys are very busy. All of us are busy with life, and they're busy as artists also. So they're able to basically send me their vocals if they can record somewhere. If not, I bring them to my studio and we record them. I'm fortunate that most of us all live on the same side of town. So if they get off of work, they can come by real quick. AB will drop by 10 minutes, drop a verse, go back by this live, try not to take too much time. Same with Marky. Chew lives in my studio. Yep.
He got a cat.
But Chew, he's a cat. Chicano, he'll come by. I call him, he comes by, lays his verse down, and everybody's pretty much a workaholic, man. Yeah. And that's what's important is that we all have our busy life, but at some point, there has to be an accountability that we all have to show up because we're all grown men too, man. Yeah. So listen, we're going to say we're going to do something. Let's do it. Let's do it and let's finish it out.
How many tracks are on this project?
So there's 5 tracks. 4 of them are music tracks. There's one intro that I used. We got our buddy Big Said, the Texas Titan.
Shout out to Big Said.
Does a lot of voiceovers. He basically does an introduction to this project, and he hooked us up and gave us some love for that. But basically, there's four tracks on there.
Cool. Records, so the Horseman. Do you guys have a release date for it?
Not yet. We're kind of getting this little press release going around. Trying to fill it out, see what else we need to do. But it was actually going to be released on July 14th or 21st. But I pulled it back because I didn't feel that the production was meeting the level of these guys' lyrics. Yeah, I had to pull it back, and I was like, I just don't have that feeling yet, man.
Yeah, that's dope that take that into consideration.
I have to because I told these guys before, like I just don't want to put out a project just for the name of it. Yeah. Oh, I got AB, I got Marky, I got Chew, Chicano, Chop on it. Oh, let's put it out. Nah, man, it's got to be bigger than that. Yeah, it's got to be bigger. Who knows if we ever get another shot? So that's the thing to me is just I live everything for that shot. We need that shot, and you never know when that shot comes. And if I can't go to bed saying, man, I gave it all.
So is there a possibility that you're going to add more tracks to it, or maybe take one of those tracks away and add another one? So those 4 are set.
I think those are it for right now for this one. Now there is a possibility. There's a chance it could be a volume 2 because we are labeling this one volume 1. Yeah, but maybe there could be a volume 2. But let's see what volume 1 does first, and then. Yeah. As far as your individual career, what else you got going on outside of the project? I work with each one of these guys. I work with other artists also around the city. Right now, Chew's working on a project. Marky's actually going to start working on an EP himself. And anybody else who wants to work, man, I'm always here to work with anybody who wants to call me and say, hey, let's work, or so on and so forth. Big Said called me yesterday, as a matter of fact. I don't know what date this is coming out, but he called me the other day and was like, hey.
That's a better way to put it.
Yeah, he's like.
The other day.
Yeah, he was like, hey, I'm about to drop something, man. I'm on some conscious stuff. And Said's he's a pretty well-known guy, more on, like with Coffee Brothers. Those guys, Devin the Dude and Coffee Brothers, kind of hangs out with those guys. So I'm looking forward to working with him again.
Marky, what about you, man? What you working on?
Yeah, man, shit. Like I said, I started this little that's the wifey. Yeah, man. Started my little production shit myself, you know what I'm saying? Beat making. I'm working on. I got a bunch of tracks right now on the clip, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just working on getting them sound more clean, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit. Like I'm trying to bring a different sound. I don't like when every song sounds the same. You feel me? So I'm like I say, the Fame Society fucking schizo music. You know what I mean? Like one day I'm fucking getting on it, grinding. I'll put people in the grinder. The next day I'm fucking singing love songs to my wife. You know what I mean? Like that's how I am. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking artist. So fucking that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm scatterbrained. So I'm trying to get it together so I get one steady low format to where I could work on. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, in my regular life, honestly, if anybody, hit me up and let me know if you need some work. But I do HVAC, you know what I mean? So fucking, that's my general life. That shit occupies a lot of fucking time in my life from my family. So whatever chance I get, I do try to produce and make my music at home as much as possible, but it's very hard, my dude. I'm gonna tell you that. Splitting my time. I'm one man. I wish I had superpowers. Fucking spread out as much as I can, but I fucking can't. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So the most thing you mostly hear from me is singles. That's what you're gonna hear unless I do a project with Joe Chris. But I do.
I make his ass come in there.
He does. He be like, man, what you doing, dog? I'm like, fine, come on.
Give me 15 minutes of your life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I
Ends
just
up being 2 hours.
Yeah, do as much as I can. So that's my thing. But right now, I'm just pretty much slowing up the clip, and I'm gonna come out with a bunch of different shit in the future, and hopefully people, like it and they take to it, and they take me more of a serious artist or whatever they consider me. It really doesn't matter to me. Like I said, I'm one of them people that is like, you hate it or love it, I'm still here, and I still got the power to do it on my own, and I'm gonna do it regardless of what. The Fame Society, like I said, Schizo Music, also a podcast. So y'all check it out, man. You may like it. I'm starting it up again.
I'm gonna bleep that out. Don't worry.
But like, yeah. My bad. No, not trying to. But it's like I said, I'm a scatterbrain, so I got several things I try to keep up with and manage. But it is what it is.
Jay, to go back to your previous question about the release date. Actually, last night we were talking. We had thought about maybe September. I think potentially early September.
Early September.
Yeah,
okay, that's a good. Okay, that's a good date.
Kind of because this thing can drop anytime. It's pretty cinematic when you listen to it. It brings out a different feeling. Pretty cinematic EP, especially with again, these guys on there. It's lyricists on there, man.
Out of those 4 tracks, questions for both of y'all. Which one's your favorite?
Oh man, for me,
Sicario, nigga. Because I'm on it.
It's hard for me to say. I think the one that I worked on, I'm gonna have to put it this way because I worked on one particularly really hard, and that's the one that delayed the whole project. And I think I wanted this to really sound like a movie. It's the Horseman theme.
The Horseman theme?
Yeah, and it
that
just
shit is fire.
because of the work. I put a lot of work into all of them, but this one here required more.
Chicano
work.
Vega fucking killed that shit, by the way.
Yeah.
My nigga, you fucking.
It required more work,
Yes.
and so I spent more time with that.
Yeah.
With that track. But they all, it's just putting them all together and Fully Loaded. Fully Loaded is another great one that I like, and that's the single out right now.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to say. You're asking the producer who produced this to be like, what's your favorite one? That's
All of them.
All of them.
You said Sicario was your favorite track on the project?
Yeah, Sicario's my favorite track, but honestly, my favorite verse coming in towards the intro was the second track. Was fucking Chicano Vega. He fucking killed that.
Yeah.
Fucking Horseman walk. I ain't gonna give it up. Yeah, y'all hear it. But nah, that was my fucking favorite.
Chicano all on that.
Before we transition to Chicano and them, I got a couple questions for y'all from Instagram. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do so at the JVaz Show and shoot the questions anytime we ask. We try to ask some of these questions, 2 questions per artist, and if we don't get to it, then try again next time. But we appreciate y'all. All right, so you already answered this one. Can we expect more projects, or is this just can we expect more projects, or is this just a group effort of a one-time thing?
I would like to say yes, but I think we I want to say let's see what this one does for us, and if basically the fans are asking for it, or then we'll bring another one. I'll bring another one. Trust me.
And it says y'all are the Horsemen. Are y'all the Horsemen when y'all come together, or you're each individual a horseman?
Well, that's a question for my wife. So
I would like to think when we come together too, but each individual, I can imagine if we go somewhere where it's kind of like, hey, that's a horseman right there. But,
as a group collective, like I said, and in future, speaking of the future, if they want to do that, if people are not too busy, because people got busy schedules and people are doing things, running around, taking flights, So it's like whatever they want to do, you know what I'm saying? It's all day.
We're here to work.
We're here,
And then let me ask you this one. You mentioned, you work with these guys because they're lyrical. One of their questions, this is a good one. How are you able to blend the East Coast style of lyricism with the Texas style?
So that's a great one because I love boom bap music. So I can create these boom bap sounds, and I go and I put my my southern feel of my drums and my bass lines in there. So I kind of do blend them.
Yeah.
And another one is I will do certain tracks that may have South feel to it. I'll call Marky Malice, who's from New York, or I'll call AB or Chop, who can kind of bring that boom bat style. Or if I bring a boom bat and I want to twist it up a little bit, well, I'll call my Southern man over there, Big Chew, who comes and gives you that H-Town vibe on the track.
Yeah.
So it's so much of what I can put together. I can do the music all day. We can make a boom bat track with some 808s and do all that and kind of make the music sound like, oh man, that's totally different. And then you kind of counter it with yin and yang with an artist who's opposite of it.
Yeah.
And to me, that creates that different. You know what I mean? You need different. And
because that is cool to be able to bring two different.
'cause we already got a Nas. We already got J. Cole. We already got, you know what I mean? It's being able for us to still learn to try to find the different, man.
Yeah.
And we're steadily seeking that. We're seeking that different and that apex of the greatness we want to be. And I don't think we're ever going to get to it because I don't think anything I do is. It needs more work all the time, unfortunately, you know?
That's like a perfectionist mindset, but yes,
it hurts.
It's like I always tell people, they're like, your pocket, like, yeah, I'm like, I didn't like because it was a blurry part, or there's always room for improvement.
Yeah, exactly. And then if it's up to me, project probably would never come out. So I have to rely on other ears. These guys are like, yeah, man, that's it.
Come back next year for interview part 2. That was still not out. So we're thinking about next year. Now, hey man, so we can bring the other 2 guys along, but where can people find you guys on social media? We'll start with you, Chris, Joe right. Chris.
You can go to Goddamn Joe Chris. It's on IG. Same for Facebook. I'm only on those 2 right now. That's pretty much it, man. Just hit me up. You want to work together? I'm down to work. Always down to work. Any type of production, anything, mixing, mastering, I do it all. Just hit me up. I'm down to work with you, man. There's no it's all love here. It's all love here. I'm down to work with any artist out of anywhere.
So what about you, Marky?
Yeah, man, just hit me up on Instagram, Marky Malice. It is what it is. Fucking Facebook, that's my photo dump, so don't expect a response. Heads up. So fucking other than that, yeah, hit me up, man. Hit me up in the messenger. You got questions, you want to work with me. Fucking inquiring about a beat, whatever the case may be, or if you just want to work on something, we talk about it. You know,
already,
yeah. And you can also
everybody's welcome.
Find me on platforms, all streaming services under Joe Chris, and you'll find a lot of these guys here, music, and we all kind of come out as primary artists. So if you go to their page, you'll find me. If you go to my page, you'll find them. We're all kind of together in that situation. So
that's dope. So once again, make sure you guys check them out on all streaming services. That's Joe Chris. And make sure you follow them on social media. We'll have the link to their social medias on the description of the video, description of the podcast. And coming right up, we got Chicano Vega and Big Chew. Let's go.
Word. Thank you, bro.
And joining us now, I guess I was going to say the other half, but the other half for now, but a third, I guess, right? Because it's 2, 4, 6. A third of the Horseman. The other third of the Horseman joining us, man. Chicano Vega. You've seen him before. I was just saying he's been on 3 phases of the show. We were on Texas Underground Radar, Tacos y Tequila, and now on Texas Underground. And then we got a new face to the show, also a member of the Horseman. Big Chew, what's up, man? How y'all doing?
What's up, man? We doing good, bro. How you doing, man?
Man, chilling, bro. Vega, how you been, man? I saw you about maybe 3 months ago, maybe when we did.
Yeah.
Something like that, 3-4 months ago, beginning of the year. Yeah.
Ate some tacos, drank some OG strawberry.
Oh yeah, I don't even. That's a damn shame. I don't even have my drink, huh?
You out of them?
I have a couple cases at the house. I just haven't brought it over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So man, you hit me up about this project, The Horseman, and made me aware of this group project, which made me think of Crash Landing. You were a part of Crash Landing, where you just performing at the show.
Just friends with AB Chop and the whole crew.
Okay.
And actually, the show that they did at White Oak back in October, I was one of the opening acts.
Correct.
Before Chop and I headlined another show at the same place in March.
Yeah. Man, let me ask you this. Before we get into the project as a whole, I want to ask you something. That feeling of being able to host your own show, have that many people show out. I believe the first one y'all did was actually a sellout. I believe it sold out.
I think so.
The reason I ask this is because I think it's dope as hell that you guys are able to put in your own shows on your own.
Yeah.
And have these crowds in comparison to some of the promotion, and I'm not taking shots at anybody.
Yeah.
But some of these promotion companies that make you pay to perform and can't even bring half the crowd y'all were bringing. Yeah. Just talk to us about that experience right quick.
Well, real quick, man. I'm not gonna take credit for that because my good friends with No Sleeps Productions put it together. Sandman, Young Elder, Bad Child with the beats. Them three, I call them the three wise men. Good friends, man. They produced my project that I dropped back in March, Too Old to Die Young. They actually are old friends who used to play in bands back in the day.
Yeah.
And they're great, man, because there are some people that I met that they don't believe in pay to play.
Yeah.
They've done, and I say that unless it's beneficial. If you're gonna go do like a battle of the bands and you're paying $25 to perform, and then somebody takes the pot at the end of the night, that's a different story. You know what
Correct.
I'm saying? But playing for a big crowd for free that maybe somebody there whose ear matters, and can do something for you or something or network if it makes sense. But for the most part, they're like, dude, fuck all that, man. This is your livelihood, and if you want to do this, you got to treat it like that. And we've done shows here and there. Young Elder and all them. Through the band that they used to do, they've made a lot of connections with talent buyers here in town. And if you don't know what that term means, you know what I'm saying, then you're not fucking with the right people.
Yeah.
Talent buyers are people like at House of Blues, White Oak Music Hall, different places, man, that they pay the talent to come and, draw a crowd and whatnot. So that really kind of gassed me up, man. Like, shit, yeah, man. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Bring your crowd, Chicano Vega. Crash Landing's going to bring their crowd. We had Fate with the Bees and the Locusts from New Mexico come. We had Adrian Angelo, and it's like everybody brought a draw, and everybody was able to get broke off at the end of the night, get paid because we did good. And because that show was good, they reached back out to No Sleeps and like, hey, man, can't wait to do it
back.
again.
Yeah, they're
can't
running
wait to
back.
do it again. So we spaced it out and said, fuck it, well, let's go again when my project's ready. And Chop had just dropped Vader Time, so we co-headlined the show. And then we had other, that was Fate with the Bees and Honey was at that one. But anyways, John Black. But man, it's dope. It feels good because that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Sorry. You get burned out, man. Put in a lot of time and money. And like the guys were saying, man, we have families. We got other shit to do. We have our own lives. And when you're constantly dumping into something and don't see no return, you get burned out.
Yeah.
I know a ton of
for
rappers
sure,
who ain't around no more because, they never saw, it caused fucking problems in their marriage or in their relationship because you're constantly spending this money, you ain't seeing shit back. You want to do this, but you're not working a regular job and this ain't paying off. And I've known badass writers and people who I know, like, man, if the right people heard these people, they might do something, but
But that's not the case with most of these promoters, unfortunately.
they're wasting their time doing all that shit. And like I said, man, with the guys, my friends with No Sleeps, man, it was a breath of fresh air because, like, yeah, fuck it. That's the way it should be, man. Let's get paid to do this instead of paying to do it. Mind you, I may have said this before. It may be beneficial for an early artist or a younger artist that doesn't have a following and wants to get the name out there. Fuck yeah, but you got to grow.
It's kind of like working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's okay when you're trying to build that resume.
Yeah.
But at some point, you're going to need to see more in return, and McDonald's is not going to pay you
in
enough.
5 years, you still don't want to be a short order cook. Maybe you want to have moved up to a fucking
supervisor or something. Yeah.
And you got to take it seriously. And I'll say that to say this as well, man, with Joe Chris, is that he's got his shit together. When Chop made the introduction for me to be on the song Bound by Honor, Joe Chris is affiliated with BMI, Broadcast Music Incorporated. And that's a performance rights organization. And that's the type of shit that when I meet somebody, I ask them, hey, man, are you with a PRO?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Fuck. But he's all of them, Marky, Chu, Chris, they're all fucking signed up. And they got that shit ready. It's like, hey, man, we're gonna split this song 4 ways. Or we're going to split it 5 ways. Or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope too, man, because that's shit that is important when it comes to this music, man. It's getting every penny, dog.
Yeah, because every dollar counts.
Yeah.
Every dollar counts. Now let's talk about the Horseman. it's 6 of you guys. We've had everybody except for Chop. But shouts out to Chop. He'll eventually pop up here at some point. Sure. But like I said, we've sat down with you before. I told you, what I think of your music. I appreciate the lyricism behind it. I appreciate the messages behind it. For anybody that might be watching for the first time, might have not been introduced to your music yet, what do you bring to the Horseman, to the project as an artist?
Man, so it's kind of funny, man, because like Chu and I are the same age, pretty much. Joe Chris, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Marky's the same age or a little bit younger. AB and Chop, you know what I'm saying? They're younger. But everybody brings something to make it unique. You know what I'm saying? And as far as me, like, you've heard my music, man. I do shit for the raza and try to push push that message, forward, man. Chicanos and uniting and standing up for ourselves, standing up for each other. But I'll be honest, man, they got me talking shit on this one, man. But yeah, so Fully Loaded came out.
I like the disclosure. He's like, but I'm gonna be honest.
We were on another podcast a few months ago, man, and they asked me too, like, we've heard your stuff, and you're with that raza stuff and this and that, man. Do you have any songs where you're talking shit? And none of this was out yet. Fully Loaded wasn't out or nothing, so I'm like, no. And I was thinking to myself, not yet, but it's coming,
Soon.
Got a few of them.
So we recorded Fully Loaded. It was a collab song, like Joe Chris said, and then it ended up becoming an idea for an EP for a group of everybody that was on there. We shot the video, and the video came out last month to Fully Loaded, and I'm just talking shit on there. We're all just talking shit, going hard on there, but different songs. There's a few songs on there that have different message,
Yeah.
And like there's Sicario shit they were talking about, what I'm saying, with Chu, Marky, and Chop, and it's a storytelling kind of thing, and y'all are gonna fucking dig it when y'all hear it, and then there's another song with me and AB, and the whole thing, it's different because it's not like all 5 of us on every song.
Yeah.
It's them 3, and then it's me and AB, and then the other song has all of us on there, it's kind of a mix. And then the song with me and AB is kind of a different tone, more like a conversation or a message, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's because of all of us, the sound is so eclectic that we have, you know what I'm saying? I'm raza and this and that, man. He's Southern Mexicano. He sounds like, you know what I'm saying, like screwed up. You know, if you hear his stuff, he fucks with Sean Solo Jameson. He'll tell you himself, people that have been in the scene for a long time. Marky got that East Coast sounding voice, you know what I'm saying? If you hear him, I'm rapping here, That was whack. I know that was whack. I know that was whack, but you get the gist, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Marky Malice.
And Joe Chris, he does, what he does on the fucking beats, and it's different every time. You got AB and Chop, the younger members of the group, but man, they got their fucking movement moving, you know what I'm saying? And they both come with the lyricism, you know what I'm saying? So put it all together and it's dope. It don't sound forced.
Yeah.
It sounds fluid. It don't sound forced. It sounds natural. And what I bring to it, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. Fucking Chop calls me like an elder statesman and shit. Like, he don't want to call me an old guy. He puts it in a kind way.
Puts it in a nicer way. Shout out to Chop. It was funny because I had Till on here yesterday. He's like, man, have you ever sit down and talked to him outside of the music shit? I was like, slightly. When we did it, he's like, he's actually pretty fucking funny. I'm like, he is, man. He is. Big True, man. So what I'm hearing here is you bring that Southern style to this project, to this group. But in your opinion, what is that you feel like you bring and should make the fans excited to hear you in this project?
Like I said, man, we bring that H-Town culture, stuff we grew up on, you know what I mean? Screwed Up Click, Swisher House, SPC, street military, bro, like some of the raw underground, dope boy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but, more H-Town, you know what I mean? Southern Mexicano, you know what I'm saying? I mix up that Spanglish and English with it, you know what I'm saying? Some Joe Chris was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would put my Spanish in it, you know what I'm saying? But Joe Chris, it'd be a few words, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then a few times I spit some shit for Joe Chris. He's like, man, that sounds good, bro, but do it in Spanish. Like, well, all right, that's a bet, you know what I'm saying? But he pushed me, you know what I'm saying? Like, something I never did, but like I said, that that Houston, that Tejano, you know, Mexicano Tejano shit, you know what I'm saying? First generation American type shit, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I grew up listening to norteño music, like whatever pops and moms listen to, that's what we was listening to.
That's what I was listening to.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we Ramon Ayala, Los Invasores, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, bro, you know what I mean? But like really, like when my cousin and them was like more B-boys, like what's that shit? You know, dancing, break dancing and all that old school shit, you know, hip hop, you know what I mean? I seen them do it at an event and like I thought that shit was so fucking dope, bro. And what we was talking about, we heard Grim, you know, from the SPC.
Shout out Grim.
Shout out Grim, you know what I mean? Like we heard him on the Click song spitting some Spanish, bro. Like, you know, from a motherfucker from Houston to hear that shit is like, I can do it. We could do that shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm H-Town to the fullest, bro. Like,
man, let's talk about the feeling of, you know, Joe Chris could have reached out to anybody else to be on this project, but y'all's feeling of having the opportunity to be part of this project. Because again, it's only 6 of y'all, but let's just, you know, to give I guess the listener an idea, what I'm trying to say is, to be part of the 6 that could you didn't have to be, but the fact that you are, you know, just because he did mention that he looks at you guys as lyrical artists. So what is that feeling like? Man, you know, jumping on the track, being comfortable, knowing that that's what they think of you.
Man, it's a big honor, bro. Like I said, all these guys are awesome. You know what I'm saying? I think they're real dope artists. Like as far as individually, I'm like, man, I love these guys. You know what I'm saying? Because they bring it. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna make you bring it, you know what I mean? And each one individually, some is a force, you know what I'm saying? Like a load, you know what I mean? So, man, it's just an honor to work with these guys, you know what I'm saying? I think they're real dope MCs, you know what I'm saying? Represent, you know what I'm saying? Raza, you know what I mean? It's just like I said, it's an honor just to be on the track with them, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm a fan of Chicano, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was talking about earlier about just listening to him, his knowledge of Raza, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh shit, no shit, huh? You know what I mean? So like I said, Marky, I think he's fucking dope, you know what I mean? What he brings to the table. AB, Chop, you know what I'm saying? So they're all dope, man. And like I said, it's just an honor to work with them boys and for him to tell me, hey, Chu, what's up? But he calls me every day, bro, you know what I mean? He's one of those homies that, hey, what's up, bro? We don't even got to talk about music, but hey, you know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, it's an honor to work with him, you know what I mean? And to be in the building with him is a pleasure, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, you know, I love it, you know what I mean?
That's dope, man. What about you, Vega? What you got? He's like, I don't feel nothing, to be honest.
I'm grateful, man. I'm very appreciative. You know, when Chop made that link with me and Joe Chris, it was to be on that song Bound by Honor that was on Joe Chris' release back in September. Average Brown Boy. And what it was, you know, Joe Chris produced the whole album and just had a bunch of badass artists on it. You know what I'm saying? And I was, you know, fortunate to be on that track. Somebody had dropped out or somebody wasn't able to do it.
Yeah.
He asked Chop, hey, man, who do you hear on this? You know, anybody? Chicano Vega, man. You know what I'm saying? Because of the content of that song, you know. And so he told him, he's like, hell yeah, send him the beat. Send me the beat. And I heard what they were talking about. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Este es mi mole. That, you know.
Merito mole,
that part right there, dog, like, I was like, fuck yeah, I got something for this, man. Wrote the shit. And it's hard. Everybody that hears it loves it because it was kind of like my niche. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do this fucking Chicano power shit. Like, hell yeah, you know? And I think it was kind of a stretch for Chop. You know what I'm saying? But he came with it because you don't hear him doing like a lot of that shit. You know, he's hard. He's lyrical. He does the fatherhood rap. But then on here, he was talking about, you know what I'm saying? Blood in, blood out. That's the culture. You know, like, man. And he brought it. So Joe Chris to fucking give me the stamp of approval. Like, fuck yeah. Like, after he heard what I did for Bound by Honor, and then here's the email. Boom, hey, what can you do to this? You know what I'm saying? Like, and with the song that eventually became the beginning of the Horseman. So I'm like, hell yeah. I appreciate it, man. And it's kind of funny. And I don't always mean to harp on my age, you know what I'm saying? But like to be able to be doing this with other people of similar interests and even similar age, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I have nephews that rap. 22, 23, shit like that. You know, like, yeah, we're family, we're blood, we have music in common, but still, like, as far as where we're at in life, there's differences.
differences, yeah.
So to be able to be with other people my age and still be doing the thing and still holding our own, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's dope. Recently, I saw Zapata the Ghost post on Instagram that one of his close friends had told him, man, he's too old to be doing rap. He's too old to be doing hip hop. That train has left,
Yeah.
you know? And, you know, people get in the comments like, what the fuck? Like, hell no. And I know you've heard Zapata the Ghost.
Yeah.
Fucking lyrical as fuck.
Like a motherfucker. Yeah,
Hard,
I fuck
man.
with his music. Yeah.
Fucking hard. And then the group he got right now, Brownsville, all of them, it's kind of like the Horseman, dog. Hard. Long Beach Guests and all of them, dog, fucking hard. And they all bring it. But it was funny when he put that post because I was like, hell nah, man. Viva Mezcal got on there. Man, this ain't a young man's game no more, dog. Like, a 43-year-old playing in the NFL? Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog.
Come on, Brady.
You're gonna break that hip, you know, in the you know, fucking wearing bifocals trying to catch and shit. You know, it's different, but this is art, dog. This is music. And it's not a young man's game anymore. The young men have their place, dog. And we have our place. We're still here, you know what I'm saying? Until I can't fucking go to the studio and record or stand on the stage, you know what I'm saying?
It's your boy Chicano fake.
Fuck
Can't
that.
even talk no more.
Hey, fuck that. Willie Nelson and fucking the Rolling Stones and all them, man, fucking doing the damn thing until,
Yeah.
you know, they can't.
Walking around with the respirator and shit. Chicano.
Fucking dragging that thing with me and shit. But it's dope, man, to be included and to be among peers. That's dope, man. I fucking love it.
Yeah. As far as yourself, man, what can we expect from you in the upcoming by the end of the year?
I got a follow up to Too Old to Die Young coming. I'm putting in some
dope.
more work with No Sleeps Productions. Shout out to my guys. I'm gonna be featured on a couple other projects. Bad Child with the Beats has a death and birthday cake coming later in the year. The Horsemen are coming very soon. I'm supposed to be dropping another project with Rojos out of Denver. I got several beats from him, you know what I'm saying? I do, and you know, I've been on a kind of a sabbatical, you know what I mean? But you know, it's time to get back to it, stop bullshitting.
Getting back on it. Big Chew, what you got going on for yourself, aside from the project?
Man, like I said, we dropped, me and Joe dropped City of Gold a while back, a few months ago, but it's still out there, you know what I'm saying? Still new tracks that people ain't heard, and I got a album or EP I'm dropping with Joe Chris. Think we're gonna name it Good Times, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Chicano's on it. He's like him and Marky, like the only features I have on there right now. But I'm dropping that. I got a whole bunch of singles. Recently I just dropped one with Ice Water Slaughter and my homie Road Dogg, you know what I mean? Remember Me, produced by Sean Solo, you know what I mean? Yeah. And me and Marky, he forgot to mention, but we dropping one too, Carlos Dos Reyes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Two Kings. So it's a quick EP, you know what I mean? Something just to put out there. We're about 2, 3 tracks, 2, 3 in. Yeah, so yeah, you know what I mean? And I like I said, I got another single I'm about to drop with GT Garza, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got an album with him too. I ain't even dropped. I just been keeping it tucked, you know what I mean? But it's called Concrete Jungle, you know what I mean? We worked on it. But yeah, man, we stay busy, man, you know what I'm saying? August 3rd, you know, dropping another video with the homie Road Dogg. So yeah, bro, we've been staying.
I asked them what was the favorite track on the project out of those 5 tracks. Give us your favorite on there.
Man, I want to say Fully Loaded, bro.
Fully Loaded?
Yeah, I mean, the whole album's dope.
Available now on all streaming services.
Yeah, available on all streaming video. You already know Fully Loaded was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Bro. It's just like I said, it came together so like I couldn't explain it. Like, you know, it was almost like God put it together. Because even when we shot the video, you know what I'm saying, the stuff we were gonna do, we didn't do. Something else popped up, you know what I mean? Like, and all for the good, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, that is one of my favorite tracks. Like I said, I think everybody came with it. It was a good introduction to us, you know what I mean?
To the Horseman.
Yeah.
What about you, Vega? What's your favorite track on the project?
I'm gonna have to go with the Horseman theme.
Horseman theme.
I think when you hear it, man, it's gonna trip you out. It has all of us on there. guitar, you know, badass guitarist on there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of little things that Joe Chris added to the sound, man. It's like, you know, it's fucking crazy. And then all 5 of us on there doing our thing, hard.
Already. Well, shit. We don't have a release date yet for the Horseman, but you heard it yourself. It'll be possibly in September. At some point in September. So make sure you guys keep your eyes and your ears open for that. Fully loaded, available on all streaming services, available on YouTube as well. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out now. And again, you know, Chicano Vega, Big Chew will have their links on the description of the podcast, so you can follow them on social media. Any last words before I let you guys go?
Nah, man, just, you know, appreciate your time and everything. Look out for the Horseman EP coming. Everybody's single projects, Chicano, me, Marky Malice, Joe Chris, AB, Chop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I think, you know, like I said, they're all dope artists. Just keep an eye out for them, you know what I'm saying? Something big, you know what I mean, in the works, so.
Yeah, man. Horseman coming soon.
Yo.
And as far as that, man, check out everybody's individual shit, man. You know what I'm saying? There's bound to be something y'all like. When you find it, play that motherfucker 20 times a day, man. Run them
Keep it on repeat.
And rewind.
Run them up. Once again, make sure you guys follow them on all social media pages, The Horseman. The EP coming out pretty soon, 5-track project. Fully loaded. Again, it's available on all streaming services. Make sure you guys check it out. Run the numbers up. I'm JVaz. You're watching Texas Underground. And again, Chicano Vega, Big Chew. We previously had Joe Chris. And then we had
Marky
Malice. And you guys can actually check out the AB interview. He slightly talked about the Horseman. But you can check out his interview coming out probably be out before this one. So yeah, just go back and check that one out. And then Chop the Father. At some point we'll chop it up with Chop. So again, the Horseman coming soon.
Yeah.
Check it out. Texas Underground. Let's go.